Okay, guys, 8.4 is called the binomial theorem. Does everybody remember? Everybody understand what a binomial is? How many terms are in a binomial? 2, right? 2 terms. You just put it in there, thank you. Okay, guys, a binomial. What's binomial mean? 2. All right, binomial means 2. All right, so what we're going to talk about in this section is expanding binomials. So if I had x plus 5 to the 4th power, what does that mean? It means x plus 5 times what? X plus 5 times x plus 5 times x plus 5. So tomorrow I'm going to show you a shortcut called Pascal's triangle. I'm going to show you a shortcut to you not having to go here, 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 then here, 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 here. There's going to be shortcuts to that. We're going to do that tomorrow. But today we're going to talk about how this formula or how this pattern came about. I want you guys to notice something. Anything raised to the 0 power is what? 1, okay? So when you have a binomial and it's raised to the 1st power, look at the exponents on each of the terms. 1, right? Well, when you have a binomial and it's raised to the 2nd power, I want you to look at your exponents. There's a 2 here, right? A 2 here, and there's a 1 and a 1 there, correct? What's 1 plus 1? 2, okay? Look when something is raised to the 3rd power. Look, there's a 3 on the outside here, a 3 on the outside there, right? And then what are the exponents when I add them? The sum of them. What's 2 plus 1? 3. And then what's 1 plus 2? 3. Okay, let's look at the 4th row. If I raise something to the 4th power, do you see how on the ends, the exponent is 4? And then inside, what's 3 plus 1? 4. What's 2 plus 2? 4. What's 1 plus 3? 4. There is a pattern when you expand, when you multiply repeatedly. And we're going to use Pascal's triangle. Another part of the pattern that I want you guys to just recognize. What happens when you add 1 plus 1? You get what? 2. You guys agree? What is 1 plus 2? You get 3. Oh, wow. Well, what is 1 plus 3? What do you get? 4. What is 1 plus 4? What do you get? 5. Do you see how each row is just the sum of the one above it? Look at this. What is 6 plus 4? 10. What's 5 plus 10? 15. Isn't that neat? Look at 3 plus 3 is 6.
That's what the triangle is?
Yep, that's what the triangle is. What we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to take the coefficients, we'll say, of the triangle. You'll see. And I'm going to show you a really simple way to multiply like this. So on your quiz, you guys, I'm going to give you a 4-function calculator. Just one of those old school ones that just adds, subtracts, multiply, and divide. Because what we're about to do right now, there is a button on everyone's calculator. Every scientific, every graphing that does this for you. But I want you guys to do it by hand. Then on the test, when you guys take the test, you'll be able to use your calculators. I'll show you how the button and everything like that. So what we're going to do right now, this is what I just explained to you is what this says. Like anything, look to the 5th row. Here's your exponent, 5 and 5. What's 4 plus 1? 5. What's 3 plus 2? 5. What's 2 plus 3? 5. Just the sum of the exponents. So here is the formula for calculating the binomial coefficient. You guys are going to have questions. The first, 6 or 7 on WebAssign you can do tonight. And it just says calculate the binomial coefficient. This is the formula. Guys, it's very easy. I'm not going to give it to you. You need to know it. You have an n value and you have an r value. This is called a combination. That's what the C stands for. We'll talk about that more in later lessons, A5, A6. But n is always the first value and it's always the larger value. R is the second and the smaller value. So there's a few ways you guys can look at this. You will have the problem written one of 2 ways, either like this or on top of each other. But in both cases, n is always the first value, whether it's left to right or top to bottom. It's also always the larger one, however you want to remember that. R is always the second value or the smaller one, but the first value will always be the bigger one, whether it's the one on the left or the one on the top. everybody understand that? So we're going to go through 8 examples right now, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, can we have a ton of these, please? All right, what does the exclamation point mean? Factorial, okay? So again, on the test, you'll be able to just do this in your calculator. I'll show you, that's it. But right now, I need you guys to do this by hand and show me that you know what you're doing. So letter A. The first thing I like to do is identify my N and my R. What's your N value? 8. What's your R value? 2, right? This is what I need to see on your quiz. This is what I need to see on website. So your formula, when you fill it in, it's 8 factorial, the N value factorial, right? Over 8 minus 2 factorial times 2 factorial. It's N minus R factorial times R factorial. Somebody last period said, do you distribute the factorial? No. What do you do first? The 8 minus 2. So we're going to simplify. You have 8 factorial over, what's 8 minus 2? 6 factorial times 2 factorial. Can I multiply 6 times 2 and say that's 12? No. Good. All right, we're going to simplify a little more. I have 8 times 7 times 6. Can I stop at 6 factorial? How come? Because there's 1 on the bottom. Good. And then I have 2 times 1. So what happens with my 6 factorials? They cancel. Can I cancel anything else? Yeah. I don't have to. I can say 8 times 7 divided by 2. But I'm going to go ahead and say, well, 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 8 how many times? 4. So what do I have left? 4 times 7, which is 28. That's it. That's all we're doing. So let's look at the next one. How is this one a little different? It's written where? Instead of left to right, it's written how? Up and down. It's going to say calculate the binomial coefficient, and it's going to be written like this. So still, guys, your N value is the bigger one, the one on top, 10. And your R value is the one on bottom, the 3. So get your problem set up. It's 10 factorial over 10 minus 3 factorial times 3 factorial. Simplify. Everybody with me? So I'm going to write this out as 10 times 9 times 8 times 7. Can I stop at 7? Yes, because there's 1 on the bottom. And then I'm going to write out 3 times 2 times 1. Cross off your 7 factorials. Again, you can multiply numerator and denominator and simplify. I'm going to go ahead and say, well, 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 2 goes into 2 once, so 2 goes into 8 4 times. So I'm left with 10, 3, and 4. When you multiply all those together, you get 120. Perfect. Is this crazy hard? No. All right, let's look at C and D. Specifically wanted to do these two just so you guys see what could possibly happen here. What's my N value for C? 7. And what's R? Okay. So set it up. 7 factorial over 7 minus 0 factorial times 0 factorial. Simplify. 7 factorial over, what's 7 minus 0? 7, okay. What do you notice? Seven on top and 7 on bottom do what? Cancel. What is 0 factorial equal? Nope. 1. 0 factorial always equals 1. All right, let's do the next one. What is D? What's my N value for D? 8. What's my R value? 8. Okay, so let's see how this works. So I have 8 factorial over 8 minus 8 factorial times 8 factorial. Well, if we simplify this, it's 8 factorial over 0 factorial, 8 factorial. What do you notice? 8's cancel, and what's 0 factorial? 1. So whenever you have a binomial coefficient problem where your N and R value are the same, your answer is going to be 1. When you have your R value is 0, your answer is going to be 1. Now, I need to see this part, guys. This is the part I need to see that you understand what the formula is, how to, calculate all that stuff. But then after that, it'll just be calculator work. So let's do these real quick. Let's do A through D, and then we're done. What is your N value? 7. What's your R? 3. So 7 factorial over 7 minus 3 factorial times 3 factorial. Yep. 7 factorial over 4 factorial, 3 factorial. 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 factorial over 4 factorial, 3 times 2 times 1. Am I going too quickly? You guys okay? All right, so what's going to cancel automatically? Your 4 factorials. Now again, if you want to multiply numerator and denominator simplify, that's fine. But I'm just going to say 2 goes into 2 once and 2 goes into 6 3 times. Anything else? No? How about 3 into 3? Yeah? And then you get 35. Now, if you didn't see that, no big deal. You'd multiply it in a calculator, and then you would see that you could simplify. I just try to do it as much as I can inside. All right, so let's do this. This is my n. This is my r. Is this the same problem? Does it look similar? It's close, but it's not the same. So 7 factorial over 3 and 4. Does this look similar? Does this look similar, guys? Okay, I was just wondering. 7 times 6 times 5 times 4. And then I have 4 and 3 times 2 times 1. This is the exact same thing, correct? So 4 and 4. 3 and 2 is 6. What's your answer here? 35. All right, let's look here. What's my n? What's my r? 12. Good. So I have 12 factorial over 12 minus 1 factorial over 1 factorial. Okay. So 12 factorial over 11 factorial, 1 factorial. How much do I have to write out here? Yep. What do we notice? The 11s cancel. What's 1 factorial? So my answer is 12. Last one. What's my n? And my r. So I have 12 factorial over 12 minus 11 factorial, and then 11 factorial. Okay. So 12 factorial over 1 factorial, 11 factorial. Hi. Sure. So I have 12 times, can I stop at 11? Yep. And then I have 1 factorial, 11 factorial. What do we notice? Those cancel. What's 1 factorial? So my answer is 12.
I have a foul. It's only $2, right?
Yeah. So what I need from you guys, I need you to memorize the formula. You need to know the formula. I think after doing 8 of them, you're like, okay, I got it. If not, put it next to every single one of these on WebAssign. You're welcome, babe. But go ahead, get the first part of this done on your WebAssign so you don't have to think about it over the weekend. Tomorrow we're going to do the expanding part. I'm going to show you the shortcut. The shortcut of Pascal's triangle is what I'm quizzing you on. You can multiply it all out to check to see if you're right, but you are going to use the shortcut on the quiz. You have to. Does everybody understand that? We'll do it tomorrow, then you guys will have the weekend to finish it. You'll do the quiz review on Monday. We'll go over the whole thing on Wednesday. And then your quiz will be on Thursday.